Hey everybody, welcome back to Griftlands. I'm Disturbing Puppet. So today we're going to start with Rook's campaign. We did finish Sal's campaign up. So on to Rook. We've got a totally different story. So Rook, we have the brawl option I've done before, just kind of show things off. So we have the bog job. So this is kind of the main story for him. Rook arrives in a company town on the brink of revolt to work on a mysterious contract. Okay, so I've got my perks. I think anything I want to change. Max HP, XP on both your basic decks is halved. Increased health. Get more experience for stuff. Is there something I want instead of this? What are my options? Have additional pet is kind of interesting. What do I have? That's a level 2, that's a level 3. So you can have a certain number of the different tiers. So we can have 2 from this, 2 from this. I think it's 2. Oh, these are as many as I want, it looks like. Okay. All right, so we've got increased health. Extra resolve would be nice. Additional graph slots would be nice. Max HP or XP. I keep saying HP. I don't know why. Yeah, this is pretty good because it does mean I can level things up faster, and this means I can gain experience longer, so I can level up a lot more cards a lot quicker. So it's not a bad combo. There we go. Okay, yeah, I mean, that's fine. What other options do I have? Nothing's quite as good. I mean, the additional graph slots are tempting. Having additional pets is kind of interesting, but that's really expensive. Yeah, I think I'll just go for this. That's fine, I think. Okay, so I'm going to go back because we're just doing this basic one. We're just going on the basic level because we're starting with no real special stuff. A little bit extra health, so there are things kind of help you boost along. Outfit, what do I want? I do have a new one. Okay, yeah, I'm not sure I like that. So this is the default one you start with. Saboteur is not bad. I kind of like the Shadow, but Saboteur is pretty good. I like that as a variant of the original. Let's go with that for this run. So basic stuff. We do have a few unique things with Rook, and we'll kind of get that explained as we go through. He has a coin he'll flip during negotiations, which will do random stuff and affect whether things do damage. And then in combat, we've got a pistol, which builds up charge, which will increase my damage. And we'll kind of see how that works as we go through. All right, so basic kind of stuff. Let's give it a go. I don't think I had any weird stuff set and custom.
You bear the brunt of the world when you wear a soldier's uniform. So you turned yours in and left the Admiralty. But even out of uniform, your name still carries the weight of your medals. Captain Rook, the veteran, the hero, the saboteur, the spy. These days, you freelance, and you're on your way to a job in Grout Bog, where the Spark Barons plumb the ruins looking for forgotten treasures. The bugs are hard to spot, but they bleed you dry if you let them. Seems like you'll fit in just fine.
All right, this reminded me there's some parasite stuff that shows up later in this, which I'm not a huge fan of. All right, the land around Grotbog squelches with mud, hungry for legs as well as boots. So Grotbog is an impassable marsh owned by the Spark Barons, who excavate its vagrant age ruins. The only road leads to a gate flanked by armed security. A Spark Baron guard steps out onto the path as you approach. So Spark Barons are a technocratic faction who retrofit new technology from ancient ruins, much to the cult's displeasure. So they were kind of involved in the stuff with Sal as well, so kind of the rivalry between the Hessian cult and the Spark Barons. Stop right there, the bog is closed. Especially to grifters like you. Unless you pay the processing fee, then maybe I could see to consider your petition for entry. So Kibi, where most Spark Barons seek profit, Kibi seeks opportunities. So I can just pay the bribe. How much is it? 20? That's not terrible. I think we'll try to convince her. -6 resolve because she isn't good at her job. Okay. Forgive me for being skeptical of this fee. In fact, I'd like to speak to your supervisor. Okay. So whenever the coin's flipped on heads, which is this kind of head-looking thing, add 1 composure to random friendly argument. On tails, deal damage to random opponent argument. We can change this coin as we go through and level it up. There's also ways to flip coins. So gamble is basically flip your coin, depending on what comes up. Get to either have more defense or we'll do some random damage. So at this point, because it's on heads, this does maximum damage. I'll go ahead and gamble. Okay, that did some damage, and now this does bonus. Get another shot in. Gamble again, because why not? More damage. Just defend myself. Okay, sign got screwed up. Improvise a card from a pool of special cards was just stolen from her with trickery, so I can get it back by taking this out. We'll get it if we beat her. This, gain 1 composure for each hostility card you draw. That's not very nice. Let's take that out. So we're on tails, and I can't change it, so these are 1 to 3s. I'm going to armor myself up a little bit, and I'll just take a shot and see if I can do some damage. Hey, not bad. Look at that smiling face. Stole another card. So she put a straw man on me. When it's destroyed, gain 3 vulnerability. All received losses increased by 1. So that's not great. When I destroy this, she loses half a resolve, but at this point, it'd be just easier to take her out, probably. We've got a couple 2 to 4s. I might get lucky here. Okay, that wasn't great. Let's gamble. Okay. That's going to make things problematic. I could defend myself. I could try for this, but there's a pretty low chance I'm going to take her out. Yeah, let's just protect my main resolve here. Still took a bit of a shot. She keeps stealing my cards, but I'll be able to take her out here pretty quick, hopefully. Yeah. One way or another. Could have played another card there. Probably should have. Could have gotten a bit more experience. Okay, what do we want? So prepared. A card is prepared if it's the leftmost card in your hand. There's stuff that will get you to be able to prepare specific cards. So that's okay. Hits all opponent arguments. That's not bad. But it only does it on tails. Otherwise, it's just 2 to 1. Gamble twice. So this is triggered when I prepare a card. That's what Evoke is. I can't play this. And so whenever I prepare a card, it would then trigger no matter where it is, cause me to gamble twice. I kind of like Burn. I'll take that, just in case I can get that off. And grumble 1 up. Okay, gain 1 dominance, gain a bonus damage. Set the coin, so let's let me choose the side for the next flip. Gain 1 bonus damage, and then expend it, so it's only once per battle. I think I'll take the dominance instead, because that's going to increase damage anyway. And it doesn't expend the card, so we'll do that. Alright. Well, do you want to get your superiors involved? They just double the fee. But fine, Grifter, have it your way. But you better have some papers, else the only thing I'm authorized to give you is a kick in the seat. Been on the road a long time. Let me rest these old bones a minute while I get my bearings, huh? You've got 5 minutes. We have a strict no loitering policy. Alright, what do we want to know? As I recall, Grotbog was once a prospector's dream. This seems very bureaucratic. Kiddin', it's been under Spark Baron's regulation for a good 20 years at least. Little piece of paradise away from the Admiralty and the cult. Paradise for whom? Well, the barons, of course, not so much the contracted labor. They have to dig up the tech, and the bog isn't a forgiving place. Between the pitfalls and the grockets, most don't make it to the end of their terms. This is a deadly bog beast, known for its uncanny camouflage. That sounds unpleasant. No kidding, the road out of here is right behind you, Grifter. So the gate is to keep unlicensed rogues from plundering the dig sites? Sure, not that most would have the guts to try. The digs are for old tech from the Vagrant Age. Half of it explodes the second it oxidizes. So ancient era during the planet was colonized by spacefarers. Only barons got to know how to dig it up safely. And weaponize it. Gotta profit somehow. But the gates are mostly here to keep laborers in. I see, that's slightly worrying. I assume the Spark Barons are the law of the land, then. They're the ones paying everyone's bills, aren't they? Gratbog Operations Manager is a former Admiralty officer. Even so, he knows a thing or two about authority. That would be Leyland Philemo, right? The Kordeshi? So these are kind of like Ulo in the first, I think. That race. Huh, yeah, that's right. You heard of him? He and I are old friends, actually, though we were each 20 years younger when our friendship took root. Time will tell how well it's weathered. Yeah, if you say so, Grifter. What about the laborers, then? I've heard whispers of some worker rebellions rising up at the bread fields. Relatively mild and fertile area of Bavaria south of Murder Bay are rigorously controlled by the Admiralty. Farmers there are endangered to Deltry and must hand over the bulk of their produce in exchange for rations. Yeah, it's a rot, that is, a real sickness. And it's spread to Gratbog. Half the workers are a sneeze away from open revolt. So we don't need folks like you coming in and stirring up trouble. Then who should I avoid? That's a problem. They keep their cards close, wily-like. The leader could even be a foreman for all we know. So are you going to give me your papers, or am I going to have a very bad day? No need for hostilities, friend. I'm here by invitation. See for yourself, if you like. You pull the signed work visa from an oilskin wallet you carry for such purposes. It looks legit. Who exactly are you meant to report to? So here to dig, we'll get a shovel. It's 2 bonus damage per empty cell, 2 defense per charge. Or we can have the blacklist. Take names. Gain 1 damage for each name taken. 0 names. So that's negotiation. This is for fighting. I think... I mean, if I'm being asked to come here, it wouldn't make a lot of sense for me to just be a worker. So let's go talk to my old buddy Philemo. You're here to work security. Do I look like a common laborer to you? I'm reporting to Leyland Philemo directly. Philemo? No way someone like you. Her eyes glance down at your work visa again, and this time she reads the fine print. I mean, of course you are, sir. We better hurry this along. Philemo doesn't like to be kept waiting. Alright, we have the blacklist card. I still gotta search you, though. You got anything to declare? You rummage through your backpack, showing Kibi the contents. You only got one thing worth declaring, though. Coin purse, gain 100 shills. Faded journal, upgrade a negotiation card. Cranial incision, add a negotiation graft slot. Well, I actually do have more. I've actually got... Did I have 4 before? Yeah, maybe I did have 4 before. So my coin up here, we've got the info on that. My pistols. Twin military grade, EH-1076 discharge pistols, modified. Rook has customized his pistols with modular ammunition chambers, allowing him to use unorthodox and even illegal rounds. I think we can upgrade the pistols too, but it might just be mods for the pistols. Do I want shills, upgrade a card, or get a graft slot? I kind of like the idea of getting a slot. Let's do that. I'm meaning to get one of those for myself. I don't suppose you know what kind of work Philemo might have for me. How the heck should I know? Things are getting rough with the workers, though. They want more rights, better pay. Maybe Philemo wants you to work security and shut down their union before it starts. I see, that makes sense. And what if I would prefer to find other work? If Philemo's expecting you, I wouldn't want to disappoint him. But there's always more work to be had in the bog. You could check in with a foreman named Calandra. She's not too strict. Might take pity on an old fogey like you. Charming. So am I free to go? Yeah, whatever. Thank you, officer. It's been a pleasure. But don't try anything funny in there. You go through the gate, but you feel like Kibi will miss you when you're gone. Alright, so here we have Kalandra. A local labor leader has put out word that she's looking for some extra help. And we have our old friend Philemo. So yeah, different map, different location. So I'm assuming the third one also uses a different place, not one of the reused ones. It could be this one of the same ones as Sal and Rook. Let's go talk to Philemo. As you enter the official-looking building, you're stopped by an armed guard. Stay right where you are, Grifter, and state your business. No do-less. No do-lo-less. No do-lu-is. No do-lu-less. Jeez. The official sort, my good soldier, nothing to fret about. You show no... it's actually no do-lu-less. That was two O's there. No do-lu-less. Your signed papers. She somehow studies them while still fixing you with a suspicious glare. This checks out. Very well. You step inside. Alright, we could talk to some other people. We have Errant, a visitor. If you have questions, talk to Philemo. Your Spark Baron's lieutenant was apparently headhunted from a Luminari training facility, so she's no doubt fervent as well as a mercenary. And Elliman. Elliman's head for business is famous throughout Murder Bay, but so is her lack of nerve. Wealthy merchant. Another day in the feud, huh? Alright, let's talk to Philemo. Philemo's easy to recognize, even though the years have been a little too kind to him. You spot him lapping at a drink like a contented salamander. I see you've gone up in the world since discharging, eh, rookie? Rook, you old scoundrel, you finally made it. Figure you'd be able to move faster than that, even with that bum leg of yours. Docktown's a long way from here, Philemo. So haven for smugglers, spies, and miscreants moving between Haveria and Rentorian territory. And that's Captain Rook to you, even if we're both retired. I'll call you your Royal Highness if you can get the job done. Enough fiddle-faddle, let's get to work, so you can see what I'm up against. Might note, I haven't actually agreed to the job yet. You've hardly provided much information, just a slapdash cipher that any fool could decode. I don't have time for codes anymore, Captain. I've gone further than the Admiralty could ever have taken either of us. All the same. Very well, answer your questions, least I can do. Ask about the work. What service can I provide the illustrious Spark Barons? Is this to act as a liaison with the Admiralty? I'm afraid I was dishonorably discharged. Oh, I heard. The whole unit did. Are you familiar with the little movement called the Rise? So, a loose group of union organizers and freedom fighters campaigning for workers' rights across Haveria. It's out in the breadfields, isn't it? Labor disputes? Something of that cut? It's migrated. Some of the contractors have cottoned on to that scheme. I want this handled in a way that doesn't leave an indiscriminate body count. Define indiscriminate, please. Use your judgment. Someone needs to be put down, so be it. But we can't make profit without laborers to do the work. What sort of authority will I wield while I do this work? I beg your pardon, Captain. You'll have as much authority as I see fit to lend you. And for the moment, that means just about none. It's nothing personal, of course. I still respect you tremendously. Yeah, well, you never were one to pass on an opportunity. That's exactly right, Rook. I'm honored you remember. The last I heard from you was the Rentorian raids. Must have been 15 years ago. So, Rentoria is an island nation of the north of Haveria, frequently but not currently opposed to the Deltrian Empire. The time they told us you were killed in battle, but we all knew better. I should hope so. When did you hear otherwise? After I joined the Barons, one of the Rents mentioned they knew you. Well, knew your cover, but I'd have recognized you anyway. I said to my supervisors, you know, you want someone who can cut to the quick. We should recruit Rook. And how did that go over? Unfortunately, it's far easier to need a spy than it is to trust one. But times have changed and you're being given a chance. So how dangerous are the Rise? They're murdering my fiscal reports, certainly. But the real threat to you is the bog itself. The bog? I had hostile terrain training. Yes, you used to be the best. With that leg of yours? No more, eh? Beasts and poison prey on flesh, contaminants prey on metalworks. There's not a part of you that won't find something in the bog unpleasant. And the Rise will use that against you for certain, if you fail to be subtle, that is. You aren't getting cold feet, are you? Just being thorough, you know me. Alright, I think we can agree, but I'm not sure I like working for him. I kind of would rather work for the others, but I could also potentially work for him and then secretly help the Rise, which is probably the angle I'm going to take. You wouldn't have called me out here if it weren't for something interesting. I'll take the job. Excellent. If there's anyone who can get the bottom of this, it's you. I have a couple things that need doing. So we have Caught in the Chaos, Battle and Negotiation. Hickory is being held for ransom by the Rise. Philema wants you to get Hickory out by whatever means necessary. Or Food Fight. Philema wants you to defuse a potentially violent situation at the cafe. So 100 shills. This is upgraded card and 70. I think I'd rather upgrade cards at this point. Yeah, let's go for Food Fight. Now we see to it that Barons dine like the Kradeshi dynasties of old. But for the laborers, we process some of the biomass extraction byproduct into a nutritional paste. Yummy. I'm surprised you haven't cracked under the strain of your jealousy. Please, Rook. I've tasted it myself. No worse than Admiralty field rations. It's calories and nutrients, exactly what's needed to keep the workforce healthy. Unfortunately, the ingrates aren't satisfied. They've been causing chaos at the serving lines, and it's holding up meal breaks. Delay in operations jeopardizes the whole mission. As well you know. Alright. Diffuse a potentially violent situation. Take it. In this instance, I honestly don't care for the details. The whole mess is tiresome. See if the ruckus is quelled so I can turn my brain power back to the bottom line, huh? As you like. Okay. And suddenly we have a vendor here. Looking for some equipment? What do you have? Everything's expensive. Oshnu glue. It's the only thing I can afford. Give something sticky. Yeah, it doesn't matter. At this point, doesn't really make a difference. Alright. Food fight! Some workers have gotten unruly at the Baron's cafeteria. Go de-escalate the situation before too much damage occurs. You step through the door to find a group of workers facing off against a solitary Baron. You already got your rations, now take a walk. That wasn't enough, and you know it. How are we supposed to get our job done if we're half-starved? Your robot ain't here to protect you today, Baron. Seems you arrived in time to extinguish the spark of a riot. Talk to the lead worker, talk to the Spark Baron. Let's talk to the worker. Turn to the leader of the unhappy laborers. Hello, what's going on here, if I might ask? Our contract says we're supposed to get 2 square meals a day, but this slop ain't enough. This Baron's cutting our rations and expecting us to pay him to make up the difference. We won't be extorted anymore. Okay, so we can talk to the other guy. I can threaten her or try to convince her. Let's talk to the other guy. Hold that thought. You're Philemo's man, right? My usual enforcer's in the repair shop, so of course the local rabble are pushing their luck today. Please take care of this so I can get back to business. Threaten him to stop skimming food. Convince him to compromise. Convince him to back me up in a fight. I think we're going to go for convincing him to try to compromise. Look, they just want a little more to eat. Is that really such a problem? You could meet them halfway, couldn't you? I am trying to avoid a fight, so yeah, that's what we're going to do. Alright, first off, we've got a nice shot at damage. We'll gamble, because it's free. Okay, more defense. Got some protection. Let's go ahead and improvise something. Prepare a card, so we're talking about that. Gain a bonus action next turn. Incept Flustered, so reduces his damage. Let's go for an extra action next turn. I'm on your side. Filippo's not buying it. He's stealing cards. Great. The same one. Yeah, he's card stealing. Alright, gain composure for hostility. We probably want to get rid of that. Okay, let's see. I've got that. Let's get rid of this. Then we'll gamble. Yep, still saying defensive. Gain 1 name. Gain 1 damage for each name taken. 0 names. Alright, you know what? Fallopio? I know. Fallo, Palo. But Fallopio. Taking your name down. Putting it in a report. Superiors aren't going to like it. And let's just stop from taking any damage here, because we got this resolved for the whole day. Okay, stealing more cards. And you've got a straw man on me, which is going to give me vulnerability. Not a huge fan of that. Let's gamble. Okay, a little bit of protection. It's still not enough to keep that alive, though. Let's improvise a card, see what I get. Reverse your lucky coin. I could do more damage if I do that. Let's do that. Okay, gives me a card. So now we're doing extra damage. This will hit everything. If I do this first, it'll increase damage, and then that'll go. So that's a pretty good chunk of damage, but I'm going to take a bunch, too. So I think I'm just going to do some composure. And I could gain the dominance, or I could just do damage to everything. They get me another card that I can't play, but it's back in my deck instead of being stuck here. Let's do this, because if it's more than one, the damage will just go to him. So that's fine. So we'll just get the card back and then hit him with that. And unfortunately, I'm now vulnerable, so I'm going to take some extra damage from his attacks, which does kind of suck. Okay, let's gamble. Let's have some defense. Just do some damage. And gamble because it's free. Hey, nice. Okay, another straw man. Might be able to just take him out here if I get lucky. No, I don't think I can. 1 of 3. Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess we'll just defend. And I'm going to keep using these that I can level up. At least for now. Just want to focus on leveling up cards. And hopefully this turn I can just drop him. Okay, let's go with... Yeah, why not? Try to get some XP on that one, and then finish him off. Doing it the other way would have been more damage, but I just wanted to make sure I could play the cards to get the XP. Alright, gain 1 heated. Heated. Target an opponent argument each turn for 1 damage per stack. At the end, add 1 stack of heated, so it builds up. It's an argument 3 resolve, so it can be destroyed. Discard this card, add a copy of this card to your draw pile. I've had this before, it's pretty decent. It's been a while since I've actually played through Rook. Gamble, deal 2 damage to all opponent arguments. So if it comes up on the tail side, it'll do this. If it comes up heads, it'll do nothing. Gamble, if it's heads, it'll attack twice. Both of these are pretty good, and there's ways that you can set which is going to come up. So there are ways you can kind of combine these together. So even though it's a gamble, you've already set which one is going to come up, so you already know. I like all of these, actually. Heated attacks on its own, which is kind of nice. It's not a huge amount of damage, and it can be taken out pretty easily, but it might be something else the opponent might target. Yeah, let's take Seethe, I guess. And a bunch of things leveled up already. Gamble. All right, set the coin. So this is, I decide what it's going to be before I do it. Replenish. When it's drawn, draw another card. That's nice because this is free. Yeah, let's do that. Discard a card. Set the coin, gain a bonus damage, expend. I don't like discarding if I can avoid it. If I have something that works with it, that's fine. I guess we'll go this way. defense. So gamble, heads, apply 5 composure. Tails, you get nothing. 2 composure to all friendly arguments. So these are ones that I really don't necessarily like so much. It's very risky unless you set the coin ahead of time. Let's go with, I guess, this 2 to everything. They're not striking or shirking their duties, Filopolo. They're hungry. Feed them, and their productivity will increase. Fine. I guess they've been looking a little gaunt lately. Oh, I don't know what happened there. Excuse me. So what are you going to do? So now I have to convince her to compromise as well. I can't promise you everything you're asking for, but what if I could get you a little more? Enough to sate the growling in your bellies at least. Would that stand you down? Okay. So we're on tails. We can gain some dominance and do some damage. I can hit everything, but there's not anything to hit. Just the main argument. So yeah, whatever, I guess. So what are you doing? Gain 2 composure whenever Rook creates a new argument. Okay, that's interesting. Alright, let's just protect myself a little bit. Diplomacy cards deal -1 damage with a minimum of 1. Reduce suspicion by 1 at the beginning of the turn. Okay. Well, right now I'm doing a bit more here. Let's create something that does boost her defense. You're hitting me directly, there really isn't anything I can do about it. I could take your name down. That'll increase, so this eventually just is going to increase more and more and more the more people I've encountered and used it on. What do I want to do? Let's do this. So we'll keep it on that. And then I'll just have to do whatever damage I can. Hey, I actually got through the armor. Surprised. This I'm taking a big shot, but oh well. Okay, now she's targeting heated to take it out. Kind of ignoring me. I don't have much. Let's put a little bit of defense on there. That'll keep it alive. Let's see. Let me improvise a card, see what I can get. 3 composure, draw 2 cards, prepare a card. Guess I'll take the composure. Just throw it on there. I'll do a tiny bit of damage, I guess, and then I'll gamble just to see if I do any additional damage. Okay. Alright, what is this? When destroyed, she loses 6 resolve. That's pretty decent. So, yeah, let's take your name down. Echo, is it? 4, I don't have quite enough to take you out before I get hit. So my hatred here is going to do damage to her, but I don't think that triggers until after she takes an action, so I'm going to take that 4, unfortunately. Let's try to just level up something else. That's all I can do. Oh, it did go. Okay, so it does go before her arguments, so that's good. Alright. Discard this card, deal 3 damage to random target. On Tails, draw a card. It's unplayable, so this is only does this when you discard it with something else that has a discard effect. Gain an influence, draw a card. Slugstorm, 2 damage to all opponents' arguments. That's okay. This you really have to build for discards for that to work. I'll take the Slugstorm, I guess. Once we level it up, I think there's things where it'll do a certain amount on one, and we'll also do some on the other. There's some other things you can do as well. All right, this gamble. Set the coin sticky. This one was the replenish, so draw a card. Let's do this one set. 1 to 5, deal max damage. Nice. Set the coin, deal max damage, expend. Let's keep damage in the deck. Prepare a card, deal max damage, deal max damage. We'll go with the more damage. Rationale. 4 composure, 3 composure, rig, 1 tails. I'll take the 4, just the straight 4, that's fine. That's it. Alright, after all, if you can reach an agreement, then the barons won't be so quick to dismiss your concerns. Now, when you've shown them how reasonable you can be, something's better than nothing. And I'm too hungry to put up much of a fight. We'll listen to their offer. It's settled then, isn't it? I talked it over with Rook, and I can give you all a bit more. We'll take that as a first step, but we're watching you. And I'm watching you. If you so much as a spoon goes missing from this place, I'll spike your food with fleet oil and give you all a stain no amount of washing will solve. Fleet is a voracious pest species. You leave them to work out the finer points. Alright, we avoided some conflict. What brings you back? My money. Trouble in the cafe is over. A calm situation is good for business. I knew I could count on you. 70 shills. Upgrade a card. What do I want? I haven't gotten in a fight yet, so let's negotiate. Let's get one of these. What do I want? What's the hardest to level up? That's 5. That's 5. Either one of these two. 2 charge, 2 defense, or spend a charge, 2 bonus damage. Let's upgrade this one. 2 charge, 4 defense, or 3 charge, 2 defense. Let's go with the defense. Alright, I have another job for you. Wild pack of barren dogs. A pack of auto dogs has malfunctioned and is terrorizing the bog. Okay, he's going to give me some extra cash, sure. All play and no work. Gura has been shirking his duties. Philemo wants you to beat him up to set an example for the others. Get a card, Admiralty Orders. Gain 2 dominance to start 2 uses. 94 shills. I think I'd rather deal with the auto dogs that are out of control rather than just beating up some dude who's not doing his job. This seems like more of a threat and less of a scumbaggy thing to do. The executives keep wondering when we'll come up with another automech, you know. Our most successful enterprise, and it was brought us by a laborer. No small wonder, labor without the labor disputes, as it were. Please, they're virtually useless without a handler, brainless automatons. To keep the directors happy, we came up with the dogs, but they have the unfortunate habit of going feral. And wouldn't you guess, the blasted things know the bog better than anyone living. We have reports there's a whole colony loose, preying on wayward laborers. Bad for morale, not to mention attendance, I should say. Indeed. Well, I'm sure you know what I'm asking. Alright. Sure. We know the last place they made their presence felt amongst the laborers. You should be able to track the pack from there. Must have been violent if even you're using euphemisms, old chap. The less said about this, the better. Oh, but when you destroy the chassis, be sure to salvage the core. We can run a diagnostic and lightly as not repair the model. Oh, and I suppose you'd be wanting to requisition some supplies, but I'm afraid that it's not on the table, friend. You're a contractor after all. Try the bartender over at the last stand. It's an unsavory sort of place, but it'll serve unsavory sorts like you. Otherwise, I'm sure you'll find everything you need. You always were resourceful. Alright. So, check out the bar. So they have refreshments and healing, so we can get some resolve back or get some healing done. Right now I'm fine. I can buy faction items here. Okay. Autobone. Summon an Autodog to fight for you for the rest of the battle. You can use it 3 times. That's not bad, I just can't quite afford it. This is in your hand. Gain 1 temporary power whenever you draw a card. Yeah, this is decent. I just don't have the cash at the moment. Alright, I don't need any healing or anything, so let's just go deal with the auto dogs. It says I might be able to pick up their trail from here. You find signs of recent struggle in the clearing. Bloody scraps of metal and clothing are strewn about, and the distinct odor of ozone hangs heavy in the air. You're kicking over a particular grisly piece of scrap when you realize that you're not alone. Wade eyes you warily. So he's a Rise rebel. There are few Rise as ambitious as Wade, but the movement wouldn't exist without folks like her. What are you doing here, Grifter? Easy labor. I'm simply a contractor here to recover the scrap. Sure, likely. I should teach you a lesson. Wade reaches for her weapon. We could at least try to convince her. She's got a bit of an advantage. Wait a moment, please. I have a proposition. Pack is on the loose, and they might do untold damage before they're reined in. Instead of impeding me, why not work in tandem? Sounds pretty reasonable to me. Okay, what are you going to do? At the start of each turn, a random card in hand costs 1 extra action. I don't like that. Alright, you know what I'm going to do then? I'm putting your name in the book. Okay, what else can I do? Not a lot. I could gain some dominance, do some damage. Start working on XP for this. I could change the coin. Well, that would set it, so the next time I flip, it'll go to that. I don't know if the... Do I do the damage before the dominance? I think the damage triggers, then the dominance. I don't think I get the dominance and then the bonus damage. Let me check. Yeah, I think the damage goes first, then I get the dominance. I think that worked. I did do 3 damage, but I'm not sure if that was boosted. Alright, what do you got? Insert a propaganda card into your hand. Prepare a card, swap its cost with the other card. Alright, I can do a nice big 5 damage. Let's take that out. I'm not sure. It's only 1 and the rest will hit her anyway. Let's block some damage. I don't know what else I've got left the rest of this day. We'll gamble. Let's improvise a card. None of this really is that helpful, honestly. So I'll take this, because it does stay in my hand even if I don't play it now. I don't need it, so I can just hold on to it, and I'll potentially draw this again. Let's go with that. Okay, I'm on tails. Got a gamble. I've got a heated. You're hitting me for 4. Only got the 1 argument, so that doesn't really help me much. Let's get a heated. I guess we can try this and see. That at least gets me do a bunch of damage, but I don't know if I want to take that big of a shot, but I guess I don't have much choice. Okay. Gain 2 actions. Okay, I don't necessarily want that. I think I gain 2 actions, right? I think so. Let's see. So we're on heads. I'm going to give that some protection. Still heads. Things are getting expensive because of her ability, increasing the cost. Let's go tails. And then I'll hit... Actually, we'll do this first because it'll give me dominance. Then I'll hit everything for 3, and that'll take her out. Okay. Another burn. Discard your hand, draw 5 cards. Discard a card, gain a dominance. Yeah, don't... No, I mean... Yeah, I'm just going to take the money. You can ensure I behave agreeably, and I can ensure no one else gets hurt. That is, of course, what I've been paid to do. Fine, Grifter will work with you. But only until the rusty curs are in line. Excellent! Like, super hostile, and then, yay! Now we simply need to track the beasts. Easy enough, innit? They don't exactly pass without trace. Sure enough, the Autodogs have torn a trench of a trail through the bog. Alright, so I've got someone in my party. Let's find the doggos. Autodog Den. You find the den, though your boots don't thank you for it. The dogs lay motionless amid an array of discarded scrap metal. High-frequency whine, shrill, and suffering issues from the vents of the largest. In this state, it's hard to see them as a threat, which is why they catch you off guard when they spring into action as you approach. The still functioning members of the pack attack. Come and get it, you bolt buckets! Okay, so here's my charge. Rook can store charge in empty cells. Charges can be used by certain cards for additional effects. Then your turn, gain 1 defend per empty cell. At the start of your turn, gain a charge. So if I don't have... If some of them are empty, I gain some defense. If I have some extra 1, I can use them. I think it... Doesn't it increase my damage, too? Maybe at these it increases damage. The plus is there. Okay. I've got some defense. I've got some charge and defense. I'm going to get some charge and defense. Yeah, I'm not sure. I would have sworn the extra charge gives me attack, but maybe that changed. Or maybe I'm misremembering. Okay. I'm blocking a little bit. I can block some more. I want to get some damage going. Let's improvise a card. So, spend a charge, apply to burn. So that sets them on fire. I'm not sure if that's going to affect these guys. Wound will not affect them because they're robots. I can gain extra charge. I'm not sure about burn, though. Yeah, bleed and wound, they'll ignore. None of them are super tough. You're not attacking anybody. We can set somebody on fire. And I could keep doing damage because I've got a decent amount of health. But I think I'm just going to go for some defense here. Just stay alive. So they're doing a lot of wounding. So burn. So it actually does to all of them. I didn't realize it spread. I thought it only did it to the one that was had it. Alright, so she's chopping him with an axe, or it with an axe. The fire's then going to finish him off. What do we want? I've got a tiny bit of defense, so let's do that. I can do some extra damage with this. Nobody's super whittled down. We'll just hit somebody else, it doesn't really matter. For a good amount of damage. And I could kill you, too. That'll save some damage hitting me, so yeah, we'll do that. Oh, another one showed up. Okay, reserve fighters 3. So I guess I've got to burn through all of them plus the reserve, and then we'll be fine. Okay, so this is something that happens in the bog. Spark Mine. When destroyed, deal 8 damage to all fighters on the same team. Gain stack every turn. Action on the surface is disturb the bog, causes a burr to emerge. The burr will return to the bog in 5 turns. So I think if it doesn't get destroyed, it'll just go away. But if it gets destroyed, it's going to damage us all. And these can happen on either side. Not super great. I will take some defense, thank you. Nobody's that hurt. I can use 2 and just take one out immediately. Who's attacking me? So you're hitting me for 4. Yeah, let's just kick you to death then. Okay, now we have more. So you're at least attacking the burr. Most of them are focusing on us, though. Okay. Nothing is that badly off, but if I can damage this one, she'll kill it. So let's go... Yeah, I want to upgrade cards. So let's use stuff that isn't upgraded yet. Let's shoot you. That way you're dead. And see what else I can get. Draw 2 cards, spend a charge, apply a wound, doesn't really matter. Overcharge, that's maybe I was thinking. Increase the max damage of all cards by 1 for each stat of overcharge. Gaining charge while fully charged generates overcharge instead. Reduce overcharge by half at the end of your turn. So that's what I was thinking about. Yeah, so overcharge will do extra damage. Okay, so you're already toast. So let's just hit the other one of the other wounded ones, I guess. Okay, sound effect was a little bit off there in timing. What you gonna do? Okay. I am going to take a little bit of damage here. Okay, you're toast. I can kick and kill one. Who's attacking me? You? Yeah, let's do that. Let's blast you. Hey, stay away from those things. Dangerous. Yeah, they're going to do more and more. So if they die now, 22 damage, 19 damage, that's really, really nasty. So as long as they kind of ignore them, it's fine, but could be really bad. Alright, I can kick one. The weak one is attacking me. Can I hit him? Maybe. Let's check my ammo pouch. 1 bonus damage per charge spent. That'd be a ton of damage. Sure. First. And we'll use that to finish you off. So you can kind of build up charge and then use stuff to take out bigger targets. But we'll have to upgrade some cards to kind of get there. Alright, what do we got? For each charge you spend, apply 1 mark to a random enemy. Mark does, when you attack the target, gain a charge and reduce mark by 1. So it helps you build up charge real quick. 4 to 6, 1 less per overcharge. So if I have a bunch of overcharge, it's cheaper. Apply 2 mark, draw a card. When you attack this target, gain 1 charge, reduce mark by 1. I mean, this is decent because it's an ability, so once I play it, it's in effect for the rest of the fight. None of these are fantastic. Guess we'll go with the blinders. You collect the Autodog cores as Wade watches. When you're done, she speaks up with a voice that suggests this was her plan all along. Thank you for your help, Grifter, but the Rise needs those cores. Hand them over and your faith won't go unnoticed. Well, okay, I can give her all of them. I can negotiate with her to give her half. or I can fight her to keep all of them. Yeah, let's see if I can convince her to take half. I need to have something to show the barons. How about I give you half the cores, huh? Then we both have something to show for ourselves. And I'm actually worse off now than I was before. Alright, we're on heads. Nothing really helps me with that. I'll have some composure. Let's gamble. Okay. Let's go tails. Yeah, I think it switched it, and then I did do the damage, extra damage, because it was on tails like that. Yeah, I guess we'll just do what I can for damage. Okay, I have my flourish. Let's see, what do I do? What is my flourish? Gamble 5 times is my flourish with Rook. Okay. There must be a vendor here, too, for affecting that. I don't think I've seen that vendor here. I haven't played since that person was... I haven't played Rook since that person was introduced. So my flourish is just gamble 5 times, which is not nearly as good as Sal's, I think. Alright, 4 is coming in at me. I don't have any way to defend. I have ways to gamble. Let me see what I can improvise. I'll draw some cards. Okay, there's some composure. And I will add a heated. And I could go ahead and gamble a bunch, but I'm fine for this turn. I'm not taking any damage. So I'll hold on to it for now. So you're giving me cards now. So prepare this card, swap its cost with this card's cost. So I can move something to the left. Some cards are better when they're prepared. I don't have anything that works on preparation, so it's not a big deal. Let's see, we're on tails. Let's go heads. Then that will do max damage. Can knock that out. That also means this is going to target the main argument. And I'll take the 3. And I'll just do that because why not? To have to work harder to convince Wade. Okay, take that out. I get additional actions. Okay. Okay. Let's protect that. We'll gamble. Excellent. That was kind of weak. Just 2 damage there. Good chunk of damage done. We're protecting everything. That's about as good as I can do. If I gambled a bunch, I might be able to take her out, but I'm going to wait. Just let that do it. Okay. Gamble. Heads. Apply 3 composure to all friendly arguments. Not bad. 1 overwhelm, plus 1 damage for every argument you have. That could be nice if I have a lot of arguments. Obviously. 4, 3 to 5, 1 less per influence. So a bunch of influence focused deck. You can get this cheap or even free. If I have a lot of arguments, this is pretty good. If I'm focusing more on setting my coin, this could be more helpful. 3 composure is pretty nice. If nothing else, it's a coin flip. I guess I'll take the blockade. Alright, pleasantries. 1 to 5, or rig ahead, and then on heads deal max damage. I like the extra damage with the tall pleasantries. That's what I'm going to work on. Trickery, improvise a card from pulled upgraded cards, or improvise from more cards. I'll go with the upgraded cards. It's always my choice. It's only fair, isn't it? I suppose so. They did put up a fight after all, and you were there to lend a hand. Until next time. Wade hauls off her unearned loot. Wait, did she like me now? Nope, okay. She is ambivalent, apparently. I thought something popped up there. No, just left the party. Okay. Okay, so if I needed to, I could go back to the bar, but we're just going to try to turn this back in. I might get ambushed on the way or have something happen on the way. Alright. Well, look who it is. Now I've got to convince him that half the cores were lost, but it's easier because he likes me. Normally, I'm the one dodging dogs. It was a nice change of pace to be the one doing the tracking. Here are the pack's cores as promised. So few. About that. Okay, you're hitting me for 4. I don't appreciate that. We're on tails. Can't really take an advantage of that. Let's get some defense. Let's gamble. Okay, I'll go with Seethe then. If it went heads, I was going to do the tall pleasantries. So you're stealing cards. Great. Gains 1 composure for each hostility card you draw. That's not good. Okay, we'll take that out. Let's protect my hostility. And then I've got gamble, do some damage, or gamble, gain composure. I guess we'll do gamble, do some damage. Alright, that worked out. I got this back. I'll just gamble immediately right away. See what damage I can do. Stole my Slugstorm. Oh, I can take your name down. I mean, I've got to do that, right? I think I'll just jot your name down. I'm working for him. What are you talking about? Okay, is there anything I can play that I can gain experience with that isn't going to end the fight? Maybe this. No, but I only have 1 action left, so I should end the fight. Okay, let's just end the fight then, and we can gain some experience in the process. Okay. Spend all dominance, gamble, and deal 2 damage to a random opponent argument for each dominance spent. I do have a little bit of dominance gain, but not much. Foul Mouth, 2 to 4 discard. This doesn't really work with what I'm doing. If I had more ways to build dominance, this potentially is okay. I don't like discarding, but there are some things that work with discards. I just don't have any. Slugstorm, I just like doing a ton of gambling. I think it's kind of fun. Flipping coins constantly. And if I level this up, it might even be free. And then I would be focusing more on trying to draw cards. If I had a bunch of free stuff that just does tons of gambling. I don't know that I need any of these necessarily at the moment. So I'm actually going to hold off. All right, rationale. 3 composure, draw a card. 3 composure, rig a heads. Yeah, let's do card draw. Start having a little bit of that. So this is building up to 6 already. I want to use this on everybody I can, so as I can keep boosting it. The poor things were so badly damaged that a puff of air could have disintegrated them. Once I realized I adjusted my tactics, but this was all I was able to recover. A pity. They're expensive to replace. Oh well, at least you reacted in the moment, huh? That's what I like about you, Rook. You always think on your toes. And we get a bonus. Now, Rook, you know damn well I didn't call you all the way out here just to rough up some organizers. I have my own enforcers for that. I need your particular skills. I thought you might. You want to discuss that here? No. Now that you mention it, I rather don't. That watering hole I mentioned earlier, it's a good place to have a conversation. Meet me there after sunset, yeah? Then we'll discuss more. You alright to make it there on your own, or will you need an armed escort? Ah, yeah, the gentle ribbing again. You forget, Captain, you may have been our leader, but I was the better marksman. Be a shame if that required a demonstration. Philema leaves you alone to contemplate his response. Okay, I do have enough money now that I could pick up this Robone, so I can get an auto dog. Having additional people in a fight is always helpful, even if they're just targets. It is a bit expensive, though. I did get some extra cash. Yeah, I'll take it, I guess. Okay, we have some events here. Queek is looking to hire a guide for an expedition into the bog. Or cache of healing supplies hidden in the bog. I don't know. My health is pretty decent. I don't think I've done this before. Let's check this out. I'm just curious. I'm tempted more to go for the healing supplies, but we'll see what this is. You find a lone Jake poring over a crudely drawn map. So these are like, yeah, laborers. You there. Are you looking for an opportunity of a lifetime? Always. What are you offering? The bog. It holds riches, I'm sure of it. In my limited experience, the bog holds mostly danger, slime, and a quick death. But also riches! My research proves it. I just need a bit of protection to help me avoid the quick death part. You follow me as I follow this map, and I'll share the spoils. You in? Tell me about this research. Why? So you can steal it? No way. It's the same thing. Tell me about the research. Why? Yeah. Okay. I guess so. But this better pay off. Great. You might have to kill an urchin or 10, but other than that, this will be the easiest money you've ever earned. Rapacious carnivore found throughout Crut Bog. You follow Queek into the bog, guns at the ready. Queek leads you through the bog. The terrain gets rougher the further from the road, and you eventually come to a rocky outcrop. Each step sinks deeper into the bog. It's all you can do to keep walking forward. And I gain weary. When drawn, lose an action. Card removed upon sleep. Great. Wait, did you hear that? What is it? It's nothing. Let's keep going. You follow, surrounded by bog on all sides. You press on, the bog presses in. Your nose experiences things that language cannot yet describe. I hear it again. Are you sure it's not? A band of boggers emerges. Outsiders, kill them! Return their essence to the bog. So I can scare them off. Maybe. I can fight. Or I can run away. Let's try to scare them off. Stand down, bogger. You might end up feeding the bog yourself. Okay, so she's giving him some flustered to reduce damage. So you, at the end of every turn, lose 1 influence and 1 dominance. Okay, so that's not great. Alright, we're on heads. Let's do some damage. Let's see. Let's draw a card. Little gambling. Could gamble a whole bunch, but I think I'm going to hold off. Okay. Little tiny attacks, not a big deal. Let's see. Let's actually go heads, because I've got a couple big attacks here. Oh, so close. See, I'm tempted to use it now because it would kill him. I'm only going to take 2 damage, though, so I'm just going to wait. And try to keep this around as long as possible, only to kind of avoid getting really trashed. Oh, I can put your name in the book. Putting your name in the book. Reet, is it? Yeah, I want to put everyone's name in the book. Okay, more gambling. Hit all opponents. I think that's fine. I could take more gamble. Oh, that's not. It's discard 2 cards, set the coin. I thought it was a gamble. Discard 2 cards, set the coin. That's pretty crappy. I don't know that I need another burn. And discard a card. That's not really helpful for what I currently have. I could take the burn, but... No. Mulch this. The boggers retreat. Sure, I'm glad I brought you along. Let's keep going. You follow Queek. You find a strange structure. We found it! The heart of the bog. Where's the money part of it? It requires sacrifice first. Quickly, lay down on that platform. I'll plunge my knife through your heart, and then the spirit will join with the bog and unlock its secrets. Excuse me? Don't worry, it won't hurt, and you'll be reborn in the spirit of the bog. Okay, let's try to convince her that she's insane instead of just fighting her. Can you even hear yourself talking anymore? Okay, whenever she deals damage, they gain composure equal to resolve lost. If no resolve is lost, they take damage, so I want to defend myself as much as possible. Okay, let's see. Do I have anything? Not particularly. 2 flustered, 4 composure. Let's go the composure. So I'm on heads. So we've got a good shot. Could gain some dominance. Let's just Slugstorm. Keep working on leveling that up. And it pays off. Alright. So yeah, because I blocked it, she's just doing the damage to herself. So this... Intents are hidden. So I want to do something about that. Let's change the coin to heads. Let's knock that out. Okay, 4 coming in. I can do a pretty good chunk of damage, but I can't take her out. Or can I? Can set the coin to tails. Extra damage. There we go. Alright, lose composure from all friendly arguments, deal damage equal to the composure lost. Not sure I like that. Discard your hand, draw 5 cards. Prepared, +3 damage, and draw a card. So this one works with prepared. So you can also prepare stuff. Certain cards will prepare a card. You can also prepare something just by using the cards to the left of it so that it becomes the leftmost card. Then it's just suddenly considered prepared. So in that case, it would then be, yeah, 5 to 7 damage and draw a card when I play it. So I'm going to take that. Fine, I get it. The bog is not cut out for everyone. Now that I know where the heart is, I can come back with someone with a more open mind. Take these shields and leave. Yeah, I don't think that was a great resolution to that. Queek wanders off to inspect the ruins. You decide to leave quickly. Or quietly. I only got 50 shills for that? I guess I leveled up some stuff, but okay. Alright. To the bar. The dusty Kradeshi approaches as you enter. Your Admiralty, yeah? I can read it across your shoulders. Pengamunt, coin trader. Pengamunt carries himself with the telltale gait of an aerostat officer. I was, once, aerostat, if I had to guess. Let's compliment him on his perception. They can take our youth, but they can't take our cunning. Oh, they would if they could, I'm sure. Alright, well met then. Enjoy your... Do you have your squadron coin? Can I see it? Now that's quite personal. No, please don't take it offense. I'm a collector, you see. I have several coins of my own if you're up for a trade. I'm always here. I like the foot traffic. You decide you might be up for a trade, just find me. Pengamunt backs off and seems content to give you your space. If there's an angle, you can't guess it. Looking for coins? I've got some good ones for trade. Alright, so mine very quickly and easily shows me. So 1 composure or 1 damage. So I can swap it. So it's the basic coin for a common coin, and then each day you can kind of swap it for another one. So 1 composure to random for the argument, 2 damage to random opponent argument. So it's just kind of an upgraded version of this, just increased damage. Draw a card, discard a card, that's pretty crappy. 2 composure to a random argument, or 1 damage to a random opponent argument. So this is composure, more damage. This is same damage, more composure. I think I'll go with the composure one. You trade your current coin for the marsh coin. Yes, this one has a familiar weight. A pleasure to hold it again, for sure. Pengamunt studies the coin fondly before sliding it into a lined case. Hessians say good food brings you closer to the divine. Koki could be a priest, so he's a bartender. Fancy a drink or maybe a meal? Nah, I'm kind of busy. Bina comes from a long line of warriors known for getting the job done. She's a smuggler. The human looks you up and down in suspicion. Pazlock. Some folks look like they can handle the rough life more than others. Pazlock? Yeah, he'll do. Civilian laborer. Pazlock nods in acknowledgement of your presence. Well, it's a start. Hebel. The bar is well known in your network. A quiet speakeasy where folks like you can rest away from prying eyes. So rest assured, you make a mess in his bar, and there'll be Hebel to pay. Clients keep their heads down even as you come in. If they're curious enough to study your face, they're clever enough to hide it. Hey, barkeep, the name's Rook, and I'm simply parched. The bartender inspects you carefully, nods once, and keeps the conversation nice and low. Word was I should expect you. I don't make a habit of helping out no more than I need to. You keep that in mind. I don't suppose you could provide me with a little information. It's the job, ain't it? What do you need? Oh, so much stuff. What about you? Where do you factor into this? This here's the only private business in the bog. Thank my grandfather for that. I keep secrets, and everybody knows better than to ask me not to. What if I need you to favor me over your other clientele? Feed me a little intel, maybe even about their own objectives? It's not a service I offer. Come now. I'd heard you were getting too old for this game. You want to stick your nose in other people's business? That's your blood in the pipe. I don't rat out my customers, not to you and not to them. Be grateful. Good to know. Thank you for your frankness. Okay, could you tell me anything about the terrain here? I'd like to be prepared. Grotbog is proper miserable, so why the Spark Barons could get any rights at all, I suspect. The bog will suck up anything that falls in it, and the beast will scavenge the rest. But it's full to the brim with vagrant age tech, if you know where to find it. Dangerous but profitable. My kind of place, I think. I believe what Spark Barons call tech, Hessians call antiquities. A lot of fuss over rusted old refuse, if you ask me. Used to be the cult was too mighty, but these days the Hessians have to settle for what the Barons will trade. And pray to their tentacled friend that whatever they get is actually holy. That's a powerful monopoly to hold. Yeah, well, there's a reason the Barons are more often than not calling the shots these days. But all the digging is done by laborers, correct? Not any of the actual Spark Barons. What, get their fancy tools dirty? Forget about it. Labor's all contracted out, of course, since the Barons own the land and the borders, and all the shops, and supplies. Just say there's a lot to pay to dock. These days it's almost as bad as the derricks. You mean it's indentured servitude? Might as well be. Now, I don't pretend to know nothing about nothing, but I know anything about anything. That's what you're here for. Some of the laborers have started organizing, calling themselves the Rise. I bet you'll get familiar with them real soon if you aren't ready. Thank you, barkeep. Your warmth and hospitality will keep me going today for certain. Hold on, I got something for you. Hebel digs around under the bar, producing a lined case of unlicensed grafts. A gift, my fine friend. We've only just met. Call in good favors. Alright. Battle. Start of each battle, discard up to 2 cards, draw that many new cards. It's okay. Negotiation. Starting a negotiation, insert a conductor card into your hand that redirects opponent intents. Force all enemy intents and arguments target a specific argument. That's okay. 6 max resolve. I'll just take the 6 resolve. Myelin Buffer. Very useful if I wanted to call in further favors. I got drink and I got eat. You want anything other than that, you have to talk to the Jakes. They have a shop set up on the edge of the bog, and the edge of the law for that matter. But they're a cagey bunch, so you might have to prove yourself worthy of their business. I'm sure you'll figure it out. Well, I appreciate the information. I'm sure we'll speak again soon. So wasn't I supposed to talk to... Felamy? So I can wait for him. I can go to my room, buy a meal, buy a drink. Just wait for Felamo, not Felamy. Nothing for me, barkeep. I'm only here to meet someone. Ain't none of my business, is it? You lean against the bar and watch the crowd as you wait for sunset. In the last of the light, Felamo walks through the door. This place brings back memories. I won a lot of money playing cards at this very table. Is that why you brought me here, to play cards? I have something even better in store for you, old friend. I want you to infiltrate the Rise. It's time to put an end to this worker rebellion. I see. I'm to find out who's in charge. A member list. I know who's in charge. It's that Prindo Calandra. I want you to get close to her. Make yourself invaluable. Then we'll take it from there. And how am I to do that when I can be seen having a friendly chat with a prominent Spark Baron? Why, we're only talking, and you're very tricky. The taps here loosen tongues, and I have valuable information. The kind of information that would be very valuable to the Rise. Not if the intel isn't good. The intel's very real, I assure you. We'll take a few casualties, but it's a price I'm willing to pay. So I'm to convince them I'm a double agent. You are a double agent. Please, Rook, this is child's play compared to your Admiralty days. The intel won't be enough, of course. The Rise will want me to prove my loyalty. Naturally, I expect you to be shrewd, do as much as it takes to earn their trust, otherwise you're still working for me. I imagine you'll remember that when the chips fall? If you know this person is the ringleader, surely it's simplest just to have her eliminated. Unrest in the Grat Bog is older than my tenure. It happened before, as little as 10 years ago. You remember? I heard something of it. Massive riots, labor revolts. Yeah, a woman named Fallon was the ringleader, but Prindo's father, Saban Calandra, was her second in command. They were all put down, of course, but the sentiment lives on. I'm not interested in having this problem in another 10 years. I want it dealt with for good. Kill the sentiment? Precisely. Very well. I imagine I should just march right up to this Prindo Calandra, of course. Or shouldn't just. Try turning yourself in at one of the cells. I happen to know the location of one. Take it nice and slow, as you say. You've been seen with me. It'll take some convincing you're on the level. Especially because their suspicions will be well-founded. I have no plans for extracting you if things go sour, old friends, so do try not to mess this up. Your loyalty is inspiring as always, Fulemo. Fulemo serves you only a wink in response as he pays his tab and makes for the door. Alright, well... Okay, so we have some things. Black market. We have limited opportunity. Admiralty weaponsmith at Rook Nose is here in the bog, so something for my gun. Quiet clearing. Tides revealed the path to a peaceful clearing in the bog. Let's go to the weaponsmith. The gun show. Rook. They said you were dead. Sirs, they say a lot of things, Frizz. Some of them are even true. Never the ones you want, am I right? What are you doing here? Working private security. Pays better than the Admiralty ever did. I set my own hours. I'm here looking for freelance... I'm here looking for freelance clients. Know anyone local who can pay top dollar for good weapons? Let's see. I hope the Admiralty is still treating you well. It is what it is. Never changes, does it? So she's still an Admiralty weaponsmith. Fizz crackles with static discharge from her wares. Best to stay back a few feet. You put in your time, bust the heads, you're asked to, and it's the end of the day. You're lucky as all you get is scars. I imagine that wouldn't do well on the recruitment pamphlets. Does even worse in the mess hall. And why are you here? Unlike the barons to allow outside influence. I'm on leave, actually, so I'm here in an unofficial capacity. Of all the places you could choose to spend your leave, you pick Groutbog? It's a working holiday. You make weapons, there's lots of demands for that here. Remember these? You're still using those old things? Us old things have to stick together. I'm surprised they're still intact. I was practically a child when I built those. Think you could do better now? Certainly, with the right parts and access to my tools, in about a week. What could you do with 5 minutes and diminished expectations? I could make a couple of adjustments, I suppose. Okay, increase charge chambers, decrease charge chambers. So increasing charge chambers means it'll take me longer to build up the charge to overcharge, but for every empty one I have, I get defense. I don't know if it actually says here. Decreasing the charge chambers means I can get to overcharge faster, but I'll get less defense for empty chambers. What do I want? I don't know if it's actually going to explain it more if I pick it. I might want to get to overcharge faster. Maybe. But there are ones that will burn all your charge and do a certain amount of damage per charge. Let's increase. Could you increase the number of charges? Yeah, it's possible. Tell you what, I'll add one for free. I can add two, but it'll cost you. Always the mercenary, aren't you? Girls gotta eat. I can't even afford 250 shills. Wow. Yeah, sure, add one. Alright, give me a minute. Fizz opens up a toolkit and spends time working on the pistols. There, good as new. Better even. Thanks, Fizz, this will come in handy. It was for old time's sake. It's been nice seeing you, Frizz. Likewise, Rook. My leave's up, so I'm back to Murder Bay. Don't get yourself killed out there. It's usually the other people who have to worry about me anyway. It's usually the other people we have to worry about anyway. Okay. Let's check out the black market. Or not. You hear a scuffle off the main path. Drawing closer, you see a couple of urchins circling around a prone figure. So they're a carnivore. Telomere is unconscious and will be torn to shreds if you don't intervene. Telomere? I just saw you not too long ago. So I can leave before the urchins see me. Watch what happens next. It's kind of creepy. Let's attack the urchins, I guess. Draw weapons and charge. Alright. If this creature flees, a new urchin will take its place, so I've got to kill him. And disease. Reduce maximum health by 1 at the end of the owner's turn until the end of the fight. That's not great. Okay. So yeah, I've got more charge spots now. Defend 1 per empty cell, so right now I'm getting 4 if I don't add any charge. I could spend a charge, and then it'll be 5. For each charge you spend, apply a mark to a random enemy. It's kind of expensive to do right off the bat. Same with the kicks, they're a bit pricey. Let's go hair trigger. So that'll get me 5 defense. You're at 8 health, right? Then how about I just kick you to death? There we go. Okay. Apply 2 Scorched and 2 Burn to an enemy. So Scorched, Burn can't decay by more than 2 stacks per turn. Whenever Burn's triggered, remove 1 Scorch. Then your turn, for Burn, take damage equal to stack of Burn and deal half as much to allies. So that's not bad. So kind of like lighting everybody on fire. 2 Fixed. Whenever this target is hit, you gain 2 defense. At the start of the owner's turn, removed all fixed. If it lasted, or just kind of went down 1 per turn, that'd be better. Cost 1 less per overcharge. Yeah, I mean, this is an uncommon as opposed to these other commons, but I don't feel like this is that great. Start of the owner's turn, remove all fixed. Yeah, it's just the one turn, so I've got to pay, and then I've got to hit him to get some defense. It's not very much. I think I'd rather do this because it does burn for a longer time, and that potentially hits all targets. I'll take the accelerant. Okay, kick is upgraded. Can I make it cheaper? No. We can draw a card, or I can attack twice. So 5 and 5. I guess it's 10 damage that way. For 2. Yeah, we'll do that. I might actually get rid... I often, when I've played Rook, I often get rid of the kicks, but it depends. I like having things that are a 1 cost or free as much as possible. Okay, I got an Urchin Musk, which I thought it was going to show me for a minute. Urchin Musk, Urchin Musk. Where did you go, Urchin Musk? Remove composure from opponent argument. Gain dominance equal to composure removed. Destroy after 1 use. So I'm going to take an urchin's scent gland from its corpse and squeeze it at my enemy or something. I don't know. Okay. Get some resolve. Threat of urchin attack is over. Telomere sits up and rubs her head. What happened? Telomere notices the smoldering remains of an urchin. I chose the wrong place for a nap. Thank you, Grifter, for helping me out. Accept your gratitude, so you'll love me, or money. Yeah. So receive a random item card every morning. So since she loves me, I saved her life. Good with that. Thanks, Grifter, for helping me out. I look really grumpy, even though I just saved her. She's thanking me, and you look like that. Okay, on to the black market. You approach the market, but an armed guard steps out of the shadows and cuts you off. This establishment is for members only. You turn around now and go back the way you came. So I can buy a membership for 100 shills. I can try to convince her. Might work out. Ask about... I'm a potential customer, you know? What do you sell? Things. To people. Who are members. Unlike you. I didn't realize jakes were allowed in Grotbog. Your freedom to walk away from this without trouble is growing smaller by the minute. Slow down, friend. I want to play by the rules. How would I go about acquiring membership myself? It's easy if you've been invited, but you haven't. So it isn't. I feel like I should just pay the money, but I can try to convince her. But I might have... I'm going to potentially getting into another argument here in a bit, so I'm just going to pay her. Yes, well, I've been meaning to come by and pay my membership dues. I believe this should cover it, no? Band considers the money for a long moment. Works for me! Welcome to the club, Softside. Hope you don't get fleeced. Alright, so we have Plukka. I'm surprised to see a Spark Baron here selling grafts. Looks like someone who could use an edge. I have several available for a price. You remember the Spark Barons, aren't you? I am. And this is an illegal black market operation run by the Jakes, right? It is? How do you reconcile that? Shouldn't you be reporting this to your superiors? I contain multitudes. Okay. I don't think I can afford anything. Yeah, cheapest one's 100. Alright, so we can get grafts. Ban is just the guard. Quacky. You got past security, eh? If they're cool with you, so am I. Let's get down to business then. So you have cards, battle cards, and negotiation cards. Okay. So instead of 2 separate vendors like Sal, we have 1 vendor for both. Just fewer options, I guess. Okay, nothing I can afford. But now, on later times, we can come back and just kind of deal with this. Okay. Infiltrate the Rise. Rise patrols are often spotted in the bog at night. Shouldn't be too hard to find one. I know in this game, the first day always seemed to take forever, but we're finishing this day up. Day and night. You hit the location Fellomo mentioned, but as far as you can tell, it's nothing but a desolate patch of swamp. You kick up some moss looking for signs of buried fires, and eventually you see a small mark scratched into the lichen of a large stone. You lost, Grifter? Zambul. When the winds of change came through Havaria, Zambul will be the one waiting with her sails unfurled. Her eyes flame when she sees you in the light. You're the one contracting for the Barons. Fair warning, you should leave while you still can. There's going to be a reckoning soon, and nobody will care if you get caught in the crossfire. You remember the rise, then? I don't suppose you know where I'd find Calandra this time of night, do you? I'll kill you before I let you get to her, you bootlicker. Be sure of that. So convince her you want to switch sides. Yep, that's what we gotta do. Let's take a breath, shall we? Yes, I'm on the payroll, but my loyalties lie with Calandra. Okay, you. Random card costs extra. Don't like that. Got extra damage. Okay, we've got some gambling. I could just put the composure up and be good. I think that's heads, right? Yeah, that's got to be heads. What do I want to do here? Just block it? Gamble and hope for the best? So my current coin gets me more composure. Let's gamble a bit, I guess. Okay, I'm taking a little bit of damage, but I got a decent chunk in on her first. I could go ahead and use my flourish here. I'm sure that would pass that up and get me some defense at some point and do some damage. Yeah, I mean, it would save me a couple points. And I might have another negotiation after this one. But I might want to save it for that. Let's save it for the next one. I'm pretty sure we're going to have another negotiation soon. Okay, this inserts propaganda. Okay, so we're on tails. Gain dominance. Okay, 4 is coming at me. Let's go to heads for some defense. Oh, except it's random, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Fine, I'll have some composure. And we'll go heads again. Just wants to keep defending that for some reason. Disappointing! Take another point. Alright, you know what? Zambul. Your name's going in the book! Alright, and then we've got these easy peasy. Yeah, I can't really do anything else. Yeah, let's just take her out. Okay, this is in your hand. Gain 3 composure to a random argument whenever you prepare a card. Don't really have anything that does it. Discard this card, draw 1 card, gain 1 dominance. Unplayable, so I have to discard it with something else. Gamble, remove composure, steal composure. That's not bad. Because I'll be targeting an enemy argument. Yeah, take that. I'm risking my life to be here with valuable intel, I might add. Well, if you're on the level, that's a windfall, make no mistake. This could really make a difference. Pops, I hope you know that. Example gestures for your map. Makes a quick mark on it. You won't find Calandra there. She's too well protected for that. But that's how you find someone who can vet you. Yeah, thank you for your trust. Yet another place to go. Find a ramshackle structure hidden in the bog, right where you were expecting. Thinking it best to put a bold foot forward, you barge in. What the hesh is that? I'm looking for Calandra. Heard of her? Drop the act, Granddad, and 2 seconds away from blasting you back to where you came from. Explain yourself. Now. I work with the Spark Barons, but I find them distasteful. I'm here to offer my services. And you expect us to trust you? Of course not. That's why I've come bearing gifts. You hand over the intel. Fleckfist's eyes grow wide when he reads it. So he's Lieutenant. Fleckfist believes in the cause and Calandra both with the fervor of a beating drum. I'm gonna need some time to go over this. How about this? I send you out on a job while I check this info. When you come back, if you come back, maybe then you can talk to the boss. Alright, asset liberation. So it's a battle and negotiation. Revolutions need weapons. If they're to be successful, check in on Hammond and use Hammond's intel to liberate a cache of weapons for Fleckfus. We'll get a grant, or a graft, and some shills. Sure. The workers here in Grapbog outnumber the technocrats 3 to 1. If manpower was all it took, the whole conflict would have been over before it started. Workers' rights, safety regulations, we'd have it all. Sounds like a fantasy. It is, so long as the Spark Barons keep a tight grip on the latest and greatest tech. The threat of it is enough to give them power. If this revolution's gotten to have legs, we need supplies. One of our scouts had a lead, but he hasn't reported back, and I'm getting worried. I need you to check it out for me. Rescue the scout if you can, secure the supplies no matter what. Alright. Check in on Hammond, use his intel. Yep. Hammond was last seen at the last stand. Try looking for him there. Now go to it. Okay, there's a vendor here. You need stuff? I have stuff, but you have to pay. Rise equipment. So a fuel canister. 5 burn, hits all enemies. That's not bad. Only 1 use. So we have coil grenade, hits all enemies, 2 impair, destroy after 2 uses. Duplicated card in your hand. Nothing too fantastic. I mean, this is okay because it does do some damage to everybody and gets the impair. It's kind of pricey for a 1-use card. And the Wade's up there. Okay, so we need to go to asset liberation. Alright. There's Hammond. Hammond has never seen the bright side, if only because the bright side stays out of sight. Evening, Grifter. We can ask about the cache. You flash Hammond the secret rise hand sign that Fleckfus taught you. You forgot to hook your thumb, but that's close enough. Fleckfus sent me. He says you haven't checked in. Seeing as you're warm and cozy here, I expect he'll want a good explanation. Not that I'm complaining. This is the easiest rescue mission I've ever taken part in. Guess it depends on how deep your pockets are. Thing is, I can't leave. Not until I pay off my tab. You haven't reported in because you're in debt to the barkeep? Hey, freedom fighting is thirsty work. Fleckfus has a bar at the headquarters. Why not drink there? I like the swill here better. How much debt are we talking here? Dunno. More than I have, that's for sure. Honestly, I lost track. I've been bussing tables between double shifts at the dig for 4 days. Well, what about the cash? Can you tell me where to find it? That way I can at least take it to Fleckfus. I could do that, but maybe I can't remember unless I'm actually going there myself, you know? Besides, I don't pay off the rest of my debt soon, the barkeep will just sell it to the Spark Barons. They'll put me on probation, watching my every move. Some freedom fighter you are, holding yourself hostage and demanding a ransom. I fight for my own freedom first. Everyone else's comes second. Get me out of debt, then I'll talk to you about the cash. Well, what kind of rebel racks have that kind of bar tab? The double agent kind. Spark Barons come here. They talk more if they're drunk, so I buy them drinks. So you want that cash, you're going to have to help me pay it. How much is it? That's the same thing. So maybe I don't have enough cash because all I can do is force him to tell me where it is. Share a drink with him. Quit bothering me. Gotta keep an eye on Hammond. Make sure he's sneaking a sip when I ain't looking. So his tab is 200 chills. Holy crap. I can try to get you to forgive him. Maybe that's what I do. Yeah, let's try. Look, buddy, friendo. That ain't my name, Grifter. Not with that attitude, I need you to let Hammond off the hook. And why would I do that, friend? Okay. Gain 2 composure whenever you play a manipulation card. Alright. Well. So, what do I want to do here? Let's do that first. Yeah, heads for some defense. He doesn't have any composure, so that's not going to do him any good. Let's try the Slug Storm, see what happens. Okay, a little bit of damage. Okay, blocked it, did a little bit of damage. I'll call that good for now. Okay, what do we have here? Intuition, target opponent argument for 1. Oh, Hebel, I'm very sorry I have to do this, but your name is going in the book. Okay, 4 is coming at me. Hope. Okay, a little bit of defense, not that much. I don't know if I want to take more. It's only 2. Yeah, I'll live with it, I guess. What is this? Restore 10 resolve to Rook's core argument, 2 slurred speech cards to your draw pile. That's pretty decent. Let's do this. Okay, stole that composure. So now this is prepared, so it's extra damage and I draw a card. We'll finish this off. I get some slurred speeches, but I'm doing pretty good. Gamble again. So I could leave it at 1 and do some more damage. Or I can block all the attacks. Yeah, let's do some more damage. It's only 1 point I'm going to take. It's not too bad. I just got some back, so I'm doing fairly well. So when I sleep, these will go away, so I don't really have to burn them or anything. But I'm not going to be able to prepare that. Draw a card, prepare a card? Well, there we go. Yeah, let's do that. Choose a card to prepare. That'll be Grunt. You've got a lot of defense there. Let's see if I can get through. Yeah, just barely. And I could gamble, but it's not really going to do anything. It's already all blocked, and if I do any damage, it's just going to hit that and be gone. So I'll save it. Okay. I've got a 5. Let's do that. I don't really have a lot of damage. That'll do like 1. Not what I needed. Okay, defended myself a little bit. Yeah, let's just block everything here. Get him next time. So I get a bunch of resolve back, but I don't know that I want a bunch more slurred speeches. I'm on heads. If I can go to tails, then I could hit everything with this. Heads again. Yeah, I'm just going to take him out. Okay. Attack 2 random arguments, 1 to 3, not bad. If you have influence, prepare a card. That's not bad either. because it doesn't cost me any influence, just as long as I have some. But I don't really have anything that gets me influence. I like the attack random arguments. That's not bad. I've got one of these. I think that's pretty decent. Got 19 cards in negotiation. One of them's a one use, that urchin one I got from the urchin scent gland thing. Yeah, I'll take this one, I guess. I heard there's a strike going on. Laborers are out for blood. If you work one of them to the bone or worse, pass the dead along, that makes you look a lot like a spark baron yourself, doesn't it? That's got some truth to it. Things are tense lately. Fine, that's cancelled, but tell that mooch his drinks cost double from now on. Shills up front, too. Well, by the frothing surf, you actually got me off, huh? That's what you strong-armed me into doing, wasn't it? It's great work. Real professional. Hammond pulls a scrap of soiled paper from his pocket. Shouldn't be too hard for someone as smart as you to figure out my shorthand. Have at it. Hang on. This tells me where to find it, but what if it's guarded? You gotta use your wiles or whatever. I need to get my next shift before the truancy officer comes looking for me. Well, I can try to convince you to come with me. And he likes me, so it's easy, so yeah, let's do that. You only get out of your stupid debt thanks to me. That's the truth, I suppose. Oh, you made this more expensive. That's not nice. I wanted to put your name in the book. Everybody's name has to go in the book. Okay, let's do... Now, let's just defend that. Gamble. Alright, we'll do 1 to 5, see how it goes. 2, eh. So that's a propaganda, 4 hitting me. Tails. Let's see. And then just finish you off. Okay. Discard this card, deal 3 damage to a random target. Draw a card. So it's something I can burn on purpose to do damage. It's okay. Nothing really great. I have 1 Slugstorm, right? Yeah, I could pick up another one. That would be terrible. But I'm going to hold off. Remember that freedom fighting we talked about? Now's the time. Ah, fine, I swear, you're just like my ma. Before she, got killed in a cave-in. Huh? That probably won't happen to you. Anyway, we going or what? Okay. Away we go. Somebody do up here. Pluck. Between the fuel stains and the fire in her eyes, it's easy to see a bit of yourself in Pluck. I'd ask what you're lurking through the feed at night, but then you might ask me the same. Okay, where are we going? Here? Yeah, asset liberation. Kind of surprised I didn't get ambushed on the way. Hammond proves a worthy guide, keeping the branches out of your face and the leeches out of your boots. Eventually he stops short, gesturing for silence. You do your best to comply as a bloodsucker buzzes angrily in your ear. We're getting close, just on the other side of this patch. You slowly lean forward, peering through the sharp branches. On the far side, you make out Baron uniforms, sparkling clean despite the muck. Careful. With the second peek, you recognize one of the Barons. It's Telomere. This might be manageable. 3 resolve. Enter the clearing peacefully. You walk nonchalantly into the clearing, your empty hands clearly visible just in case someone gets a funny idea. Well, hey there, Telomere. Imagine running into you out here. Rook. Yeah, imagine that. This is a restricted area, you know. You shouldn't be out here. I'll be honest, I'm here for the cash. What would it take to convince you to take a walk? It's just a job, right? Only 3. I don't know if she's going to dislike me, though, for doing this. But name in the book. Okay, discard this card, draw a card, gain dominance. Card costs 0 on tails, 3 attack, that's not bad. Gamble twice. So this triggers when I prepare a card, it automatically causes me to gamble twice. That's okay if I can get some prepares. I like just kind of doing a ton of gambling if possible, and this helps with that a lot. If I grab this, I'm going to have to start taking some stuff that gives me prepare. Do I have anything right now? I don't think so. There's one that's if it's prepared. No, I have nothing that prepares right now. So this might be a better option, the free card. Yeah, we'll do that. All I need is 10 minutes with the cash. You stretch your legs, get out of this midge swarm. By the time you come back, I'll be gone. You won't even notice anything's missing. Look, I owe you one, so fine. Not like you can do too much damage with the stuff anyway. 10 minutes? 10 minutes. You were never here. Enjoy your walk. You check over the cash crates. Surprisingly, they're full of imported Admiralty weapons. You don't want to be caught by Spark Barons with these in your pocket, but you can move them to a spot more agreeable to the next Rise Rebel who comes looking. Once you and Hammond have covered your tracks, he lifts his hands, cupped with the first mound of dirt to camouflage the boxes. But some plot binds him, and you can tell at a glance it's a juicy one. This looks like more weapons than the Rise has hands to wield them, wouldn't you say? Would I? I mean, Fleckless doesn't know exactly what's in the cache. He would never know if we took some initiative. You'd risk getting caught with a weapon? That's contraband. We wouldn't have him for long. Not all the workers are part of the Resistance, and some of them got bad judgment. We sell them the weapons to use for their own reasons, pocket the change. Hesh, more likely than not, they'll distract the Barons by making trouble of their own. If this is such a good idea, why not run it past Calandra? Calandra? Too messy for her tastes. She's out for blood as long as it's Baron. She's too soft on the strikebreakers and scabs, if you ask me. Nah. Handing out guns is a surefire way to get shot, in my experience. Yeah, I suppose you're right. Hang out with the Rise long enough and you start to get a little ruthless, but I'm a big fan of self-preservation. Hammond clears his throat and shifts topics. Anyway, cache is secure, so my work here is done. Be seeing you around, Grifter. Hammond makes a big show of leaving, making clear that he knows that you know that he has made an exit. Okay. So, back to Rise HQ. Well, maybe not. As you're walking down the row, you spot a Hessian priest approaching you. This is Lullably. Lullably is rumored to have a voice as sweet as clover, but the Hessian chants reduce it to a watery gurgle. Greetings. Have you accepted Hesh into your soul? Can't say I have, no. Well, today's your lucky day. Sit with me and I'll guide you through a meditation that is sure to connect you with the powers of Hesh. It can help you hone your skills or clear your mind of the burdens of the past. So, meditate, duplicate a battle card, clear your mind, remove a battle card. So, battle cards. So it was, what, remove or duplicate? I suppose I could add another hair trigger. It's an okay card. It's not fantastic. I don't have anything really leveled up that's great to try to double. This is going to go away when I sleep anyway. I could get rid of the other kick, though. Yeah, maybe I do that. I suppose we can give it a shot. You sit with the priest for a while and meditate, listening to her prayers. Yeah, let's get rid of the kick. When you opened your eyes, your mind feels a little clearer, as if a burden has been lifted. Feel better? You know, I actually do. Safe travels, Grifter. Alright, Fleckfus, you've returned. Tell him the cache is secure. Cache secured, rebel leader. You got yourself a new supply of military-grade weapons. Never doubted you for a second. You found Hammond, too, I hope. Cover for him or tell him about the offer. Receive shills, Hammond will hate you. Yeah, we'll just cover for him. Hammond and I even made a decent team, I'd say. After some convincing, of course. Yeah, I'm just omitting it. Yeah, he's a rotten coward half the time, but a good spy all the time. Yeah, I know the type. Okay, Graft Reward. All battle. Start a battle, gain 2 charge. Whenever you spend your charge, draw a card. Allies get 2 power when they join the battle. And when you spend your last charge, draw a card. I think I'd rather start with some charge, maybe. That does mean less defense. But this, I'm not going to get this very often because I add a charge every turn, so it's not very often that I'm going to burn everything down. It's not that great, though. None of these are that great, honestly. I guess I'll take the extra charge. Twin shot installed. It's done, huh? Well, before Fleckfus can voice any more disapproval, Calandra enters the room. It's clear she's a leader by the way Fleckfus rolls back his shoulders, trying to undo years of backbreaking labor. Her eyes lock heavily on yours, and she steps forward, fearless. Dare I take a drink? Enough with the 3rd degree. I want to meet the turncoat. Give us the room, everyone. I'll take it from here. The room empties, and you're left alone with an eager Calandra, who turns to you with a glint in her eye. Nice to meet you face to face, Rook. I have to say, one day in the bog, and you've already made some progress. I have it on good authority that Philemo is very pleased to have finally gotten you on sight. Philemo often gives mixed signals, but yes, he has me on the payroll. Old friends and comrades reunited by the threat of a labor union. I went to him first, as your letter proposed. Excellent cipher, by the way. I take naturally to this cloak and dagger stuff. Right, well, I won't pretend I trust you completely. I hired you to spy, after all. Yes, I'm to look for... what was it again? That'll come later. For now, just stay on Philemo's good side. Philemo thinks you're spying on me. We can't give him any indications it's the other way around. But I want you to check in with me every day. For what I'm paying you, you should make time for both. As you like. Calandra leaves you to your ruminations. It's been a long day, and it seems like tomorrow will be even longer. Okay, we've got a one-off. Traveling Autodog salesman set up a makeshift stall. I don't know if I have enough cash for that. Mysterious gambler has been seen plying his trade in the bog. Guess we'll go to the Autodog salesman. Greetings, welcome to my humble shop. What kind of wares do you have? I got the best deal on Autodogs in all the bog. My collection varies from pristine Autodogs straight from the factory to modified versions to the downright feral ones. Of course, they're all loyal and obedient. Trained the feral one myself. All of them are guaranteed to fulfill your needs. So I can buy any of them, it looks like. That's quite a price tag on that one. Not at all. This bad boy is in pristine condition, no damage, no modifications. You really won't find another Autodog like it, unless of course you're looking to join the Barons. Are those modifications going to cause problems? The Rice steal Autodogs and modify them all the time. It hardly ever goes wrong, and I've thoroughly tested this one myself. That one doesn't exactly look safe, let alone reliable. Its looks can be deceiving, my friend. I tamed this one myself. Modified it, good as new. I mean, I can't afford the good one. It takes pretty much all my cash. Yeah, why not? I'll take the best you got. Excellent choice. Definitely the most value for your money. We now have Autodog. So now I've got a little robotic buddy. So leave a report of your Gratbog activities in the dead drop location. I guess so. Hey, it's Fuluk. Hey, that's a mighty fine merch you got there. Mech you got there. You interested in making a little trade? A trade? What are you offering in return? Your mech for my beast. You interested? Carapace is a wild Vrock. The Vrocks are decent. So exactly what are you planning to do with the Autodog if we trade? Oh, don't worry, I'm not going to disassemble them or anything. I love animals, even the mechanical kind. I'll make some improvements to it and maybe teach it a few new tricks. After that, I'll find someone to sell it to. Find it a new home. That doesn't sound as bad as I was expecting. The Vrocks are pretty good, but it's been a while since I've seen one. Autodog's 40 health. I'm not sure about the Vrock. Sure. Sounds like an upgrade, so sure. Well, I'd like to think so, yeah. I can probably get more value out of that mech than you get having it as a fighting partner. It's a win-win deal then. Alright. So the Vrock is also 40, untrained. I have no cash to train. Hopefully I can train him before he dies. Okay, off to the dead drop. You arrive at the dead drop. It's much like all the others around Haveria, empty but full of anticipation. You jot down a few notes about the rise and the spark barons and shove the wax envelope into the sealed canister. If you're any less experienced, you wouldn't notice the sudden silence as someone approaches behind you. You're still too loud when you walk. Frox, Jake's protege. Why it's... There we go. This person is neutral toward you, but I'm not getting any info. You'll have to forgive me, my only teacher was a negligent old reprobate. Aren't you a bit old now to still be blaming others for your shortcomings? You left us hanging. Most of the crew didn't make it out alive. That's on you. I'm here to speak for them. You always knew you'd have to reap the harvest you sowed back in the bread fields. So I can intimidate him, or defend myself. Let's go, intimidation. I didn't abandon you. You failed me. Your pet's bladder pulsates ominously. Okay, going for the argument for my pet. This is, when destroyed, gains impatient. Obtain deflect when you enter battle. So you're hitting my pet. Okay. Well, your name's going on the list. What do you think of that? Okay, you don't seem to care. You just got another one. Fear. Not sure what's going on with this. Bounty, fear. When destroyed, gives him impatience. Huh. I don't think I've seen this before. Alright, let's just go for a regular deal here. Let's see if I can steal this. Take it, something. Okay, looks like I stole it. We've got a free attack, so why not? Moment of weakness. When this argument's destroyed, deal 3 damage to the owner's core argument and spawn 2 more moment of weaknesses. That's not good. Okay. Let's have a seethe. Gamble. Let's go heads here. Didn't really help me defensively. I can do about 10 damage, which is pretty good. I'm going to take a bit of a shot, but get a lot of damage in here. I could go ahead and do this now. Gain advantage in battle. Apply 1 deflect to Frogs for every fear you destroy. 1 so far. Yeah, I don't... He's not hitting that, so that's fine. Yeah, I'm just gonna live with this. Okay. Let's just take you out. Discard a card, get dominance, gamble, 3 damage to all opponent arguments. It's not bad. Whenever you gamble, deal 2 damage to a random opponent argument. Okay, that's quite good. So it's an argument that goes around. Has 4 resolve. As long as it's in play when I gamble, it'll do damage to random argument. Yeah, I mean, it's not terrible. 3 damage to everything, 50% chance. That's pretty good as well. This, once it's out there, is liable to get destroyed. It's not bad, that's for sure. I'm going to go head split, though. All you had to do is remember your training and follow my orders. But you couldn't hack it and your friends got killed. That's not what happened. You abandoned us when we needed you the most. And attack him in his moment of doubt. That's not very nice. You have first strike and bonus action on the first turn. You can get away with murder here. It appears we see things differently. That's not going to matter anymore in a couple of minutes. I don't really want to kill him. Okay, so Vrox. Start of each turn, gain 1 evasion and reduce nimble. So evasion is just a dodge. I don't know why you're metallic. He shouldn't be metallic. 4 defense at the end of every turn. Okay, 8 coming at me. I do have an extra action, so let's do this. Get some defense. Not enough, though. And let's see what I can get here. Alright, I can light you on fire. Wound you. What is my Vrox doing? Defending me, it looks like. Yeah, let's light him on fire. Enjoy. So he's giving me actions. That's actually pretty good. So I'm wounded. Reduce the minimum damage of all your cards by 4. Reduce it when you play a maneuver card and at the end of your turn. That kind of sucks. Okay. Let's have some defense. Let's light you on fire some more. Taking a big shot here. I could summon another helper. If I spend the charge, that'll give me a little bit more defense. So I'll gain 3 defense. So I'll do that. Oh, 2, I guess. Oh. So this one, go away in 4 turns, deals 8 damage back to the enemy when hit. So if he's got something that hits everything, this is really bad. So this will appear on my side or on the enemy side, this kind of thing. Let's have some charge and defense. So now I've got some overcharge there. So we can see. I don't know what you're doing, but I will happily shoot you. Oh, he's not on fire anymore. Okay, coming after me again. got pretty good defense. I could kick him and do quite a bit of damage. Let's see what kind of ammo I can get. Light him on fire again or wound him. Let's go fire, I guess. I'll take the defense. Just try to do some damage. Yeah, it keeps dropping my attacks. Okay, this thing. Bog Cysts. When destroyed, attacker gains 7 mending. Heal by the amount of mending. Oh, that's pretty good. So if I kill this thing, it helps me heal. Okay. Not attacking me. My attacks are all kind of goofy. Let's defend my doggo. Alright, so that'll give me some healing. Okay. Let's get a bunch more overcharge. Let's see. Go with that. Just boosting my damage a bunch here. Alright. I can boost it even more. I think that's what we'll do. Get an impair. Ooh, this is a ton of damage. Blowout. Yeah, let's do that. So he's now marked. Did a ton of damage. I'm almost back to full health. Okay. Attacking my doggo. I'm not a fan of that. Let's give my dog some defense. I don't know why that keeps getting stuck there. Alright. Yeah, let's just do some shooting. And then that'll level this up, so let's do that. And let's just kick you twice. Alright, you're gonna give up. Take 5. One more. Alright. Yeah, I'm not gonna kill you. I don't need to kill you. Spend all charge, gain 2 temporary power for each charge spent. That's okay. Um, Concentrated. Apply 2 wound. Increase minimum damage of all attacks by 1. Have your concentration when you take enemy damage. So if I have concentration, then it does that, I think. Spend all charge, draw a card for each charge spent. I'd rather do something that does damage for each charge. This will give me a bunch of extra attack power. And that's not bad, that's for sure. Yeah, I'll take it, I guess. As long as I have some other attacks, it should work out. Negotiation. Double this card's damage and gamble. 3 composure prepared, 1 composure to all friendly arguments. It's okay. Target a random enemy argument. So it is triggered when I gamble. So is that when I gamble and it gets heads, or gamble when I land heads 2 times? It says heads twice, so I'm not sure how effective that really is. On heads, it's double damage and gamble. I don't like the extra cost. Take a look here. Got some okay attacks. Maybe some additional defense wouldn't be bad. Yeah, so take Prattle. Bunch of stuff leveled up. Ammo pouch. So we'll go from upgraded cards. Blast, draw a card, or attack twice. I'll take attack twice. Hair trigger. Spend up to 2 charge, 3 bonus damage per charge. That's pretty good. Spend 1 charge, deal 6 bonus damage. So that's 8 to 9. And that would be the same, 8 to 9. So it's burning 1 charge for 8 to 9. This is burning 2 charges for 8 to 9. So I might as well just spend 1 charge for 8 to 9, I suppose. 3 defense goes to 5, or 3 defense to overcharge. Let's go with just the higher defense. You aren't half bad, you know that? With a little more practice, you might even get me to break a sweat. How do you still move like that after all these years? Okay, we have all negotiation. Gain 1 action at the start of your turn. All diplomacy cards deal half damage. Crappy. Gain 1 action start of your turn. Your core argument takes 2 damage. It's also kind of crappy. Gain 1 action start of your turn. All hostility cards deal half damage. All of these kind of suck. Yeah, I'm not a fan of any of these. I had this one with Sal, and it's sort of okay. I could kind of live with it, I guess. I don't know that I want to be dropping the damage of a bunch of my cards. I don't know that I want to be damaging myself, though, either, honestly. I have some really good negotiation cards, the 5 kind of guaranteed damage. I have some decent hostility cards, maybe not as many. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I guess it is less hostility. I could go with the hostility one. But then I might want to drop, if I have a chance to burn cards, I might want to get rid of hostility cards that do damage. I don't know. I don't really like any of these. I could take 100 shills, but that's not that great. I could do this again, but it was kind of a hassle with Sal. I got the extra resolve. Yeah, you know what? I'm just not going to take anything. Tell me, how did you know I was here? You're quiet, but not silent. I know enough Admiralty and ex-Admiralty with information and grudges to put the pieces together. Didn't know I was leaving a trail. I even grew this mustache to conceal my identity. That's what that's for. Listen, kid, you survived this long, right? Take that as a win that is, and go make a life for yourself. Can't live in the past, it'll eat you alive. Frox scuttles off. You don't completely trust the mixture of hatred and admiration that you see in his last backwards glance, but you've made your decision and now you have to live with it. I try to avoid killing people if I can. Okay. Hebel has a room ready for you. Time to recharge. About time, my voice is about to give out, and I'm out of liquid. You ready to hit the sack? I have a little bit of money. Anything I want to buy? 2 power, gain an action. Extra XP. Nah. How about the room you promised? I'll go wake up the cockroaches. Charming. Hebel shows you to your room. Alright, you've unlocked Smith. Yeah, I haven't played through Rook's campaign for quite a while. It was still pretty early. I think it was about the time they finished it in early access that came out that I played it last. So some things have definitely changed since I last played through Rook's campaign. Your bed calls to you. Thanks to your dead drop, you cast aside your thoughts of the day's event. Sleep finds you easily. Okay. 1 new loved, 3 new liked. Decent stuff. You wake up ready to further your intrigue here in Groutbog. You notice a large box with the Spark Baron's logo on it. Upon closer inspection, you see Telomere's name on it. You open it to find a stun gun. So stun gun, 50% chance to stun the target, destroy after 2 uses, 2 to 4 damage. That's not bad. Alright. I think that is a good place to stop. I'm going to go ahead leave here. I'm not sure if I'll have to do anything else. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and end it here. That was day 1. The first days always take way longer than the others in these campaigns, it seems like, especially if you go through all the dialogue and stuff. But yeah, this was day 1 of Rook in Griftlands. I've been Disturbing Puppet, and I seriously need to drink something before my voice dies. So hopefully I'll see you all again next time. Till then, have a good one.